Good evening. My name is Odie Hawkins, and once again, Tuesday evening, and we are into the second night of reading. As promised, the readings are supposed to take place on Monday and Tuesday, and we try to stick with that around about the same time. As most of you know by now, I'm reading columns that I wrote for the African Times newspaper, which was published in Los Angeles, here in Los Angeles, by a man named Charles Enchiam. I started looking at the columns. We started looking at the columns. Zola, Salena, the producer, editor, all around wife, friend, love of my life. I would repeat that, but I don't know if I could put it quite together like that.
Thank you.
In any case,
Okay.
we decided that to make it an interesting thing to see the parallel between what I was writing about then and what is happening now, how much is running in different lanes, but are saying the same thing. The columns are about whatever I became interested in at the time, but the basic focus was on media and African presence in the media or not in the media. On this particular occasion, I can say that this is one that was definitely in the media. It's about Babatunde Olatunji, the great Nigerian drummer, and without, as my friend used to say, without further ado. On February 18th, 1997, Babatunde Olatunji returned to Los Angeles for the first time in years. He was one half of an interwoven program that featured the Ghana Drum Ensemble, direct from Accra, Ghana. On February 18th, in the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Culver City, California, Babatunde Olatunji was there for us. This Nigerian drum master has been giving American audiences a many-faceted look at African music for more than 40 years. I really miss him. He was such a pleasant, friendly presence.
You've spoken often of him.
Yeah.
So I think almost that I know him, though I don't know him.
He would say things, don't hit the edge of the drum with your hands on the joint like that. It will cause you to have some pain. Go right along. He's been giving a many-faceted look at African music for more than 40 years. He has appeared with avant-garde jazz ensembles and cross-cultural musical disciplines, always leaving ample evidence of his belief that rhythms are the governing forces of our lives. He's had this in common with a man named Carlos Patato Valdez, who says, "You don't do nothing without some rhythm, man. You don't do nothing. You walk down the street, you have a certain rhythm." Da, 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 da. Back to Olatunji. His drumming is a bit more elegant now. The signing voice edged with a darker coating of honey, sweet salt, and his advice has become more profound. Any performance by Olatunji can be exquisite. He might ease in a bit of advice to people who are having marital problems. Caution the young to be careful of dangerous activities. Don't do that. Don't. It's like a Nigerian grandfather. When in the middle of the whole thing, he might stop and say, "Some people are not doing correct things. You got to stop that." He might ease up and a bit of advice to people who have marital problems. Caution the young to be careful of dangerous activities. Promote racial and world peace. Invite the audience to open its collective psyche for a trip back to the motherland. Come on. After 40 years of being on the world stages, he's reached a spiritual level of performing that allows him to play an audience as easily as he plays his drums. He does not patronize his audience or degrade their ability to appreciate the complexities of African music. He places a full table in front of us and whispers, "It is not only rhythm, but melody, melodies, innovation, and daring." And he dared to serenade us with pieces from his album, Drums of Passion. Oh, Chumbali, yeah, yeah, Bali, released before Fela Anikulapo Kuti and King Sunny Ade became who they are today. Perhaps Babatunde had something to do with it. Babatunde literally means father who returns. He offered us slightly different renditions of Jingo Ba. Jingo, Jingo Ba, Jingo Ba, Jingo Ba, Jingo Bam Bam Lo Bam Bam Lo Bam Bam Lo Ba, Jingo, Jingo Ba, Jingo Ba, Jingo Ba, Jingo Ba, Jingo Bam Bam Lo Bam Bam Lo Bam Bam. Oh, sorry, I got to look at. That's one of the tunes.
That's nice.
Aki wo wo, la da 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 da. Aki wo wo. This is a story about a man who was a conductor on a train who was coming through town at regular times, and he became good friends with all the people, you know, stopping to wave at him. So they would sing the song as his train went through. Aki wo wo, and he waves Aki wo. That's the story about it. And several other ancient favorites, and he lured us back to sweeter times when he sang out to ask us at one point in the program, "Have you missed me?"
I bet.
We called back to him with one voice, "Yes, yes, yes!"
Wow.
On February 18th, 1997, Babatunde Olatunji returned. Adupwe. Adupwe Baba. The Ghana Dance Ensemble was celebrating Ghana's 40th anniversary of independence from England and African American History Month. The ensemble made both events a meaningful occasion by their dynamic performances. The costuming was gorgeous. The dances well rehearsed, and the pieces spanned the length and breadth of Ghana. The African genius for mimicry, satire, and sly social commentary was amply demonstrated on a beautiful piece about the young and old, about the claims that we all try to make, pointing to the power that we feel that makes us powerful.
Wow.
Fade in. 4 energetic young couples give us a heart-stopping 5 minutes of pure dance. An older couple, watching the action from upstage, decide to try to do what the young people have just finished doing. The man literally falls dead trying to do what the young people have just finished. His wife is greatly distressed. She goes for help and returns with a traditional priest. Curtain. They were doing things like that. It was so much fun. I really do miss them.
You know, this, you know, you mentioning this that is like really appropriate. This is like a piece by itself as we come up to the Day of the Drum.
Yeah.
And can you talk about a little bit about the Day of the Drum?
Okay, the Day of the Drum at the Waxhaws Arts Center.
Yes, please.
September 30th.
Yes.
September 30th, I believe it's from about 11 to 5 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They have a ground blessing by our friend Imoya Shabazz. They do it every year. They come by with agogo and bells and djembe, and he blesses each building in that whole thing.
Wow.
It's quite a scene.
Okay.
It's funny because one year I remember they were blessing something. They had a pint bottle of whiskey. And the idea is, you know, you take the whiskey and you know, spray whatever is being blessed. And they gave it to one of the young guys, and he drank it.
Oh no! Oh no!
It was funny because for a minute it looked like he was going to spray it, and swallowed.
Okay.
And then passed
Not enough training here.
Yeah, he hadn't been trained. You know you weren't supposed to do that.
Okay, they have that, and then on weekly,
The
there's
next day, no, sorry, October 1st, they have the jazz program at the Watts House Arts Center.
wow,
That's a real interesting weekend going on there.
most
Wow.
definitely.
We'll have to find a way to go to one or the other. I don't know if I'd like to go through the crowd madness because it's going to be well done.
I'm sure. Well, every time at the Watts Towers, and people could go online and do the search for the Watts Towers. We recently met somebody who never knew about the Watts Towers, even though she worked in the area.
That was kind of a trip.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought everybody knew, but then, if you don't live in certain sections of the city, this place is so spread out that you wouldn't know that there is something. I didn't know that the Queen Mary was
Okay,
right down here in Long Beach
Right.
for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I kept
Okay.
hearing about Queen Mary, Queen Mary, Queen Mary. Where is it? It's right down there.
Well, there's so much here in California, and also there's Chaos with a gentleman named Ben Caldwell.
What's chaos?
Okay, you tell me, please.
Are you saying Kaos or CH?
I think it's K.
K, yes. I'm just kidding with you a little bit.
Please, I know you are.
A friend of ours named Ben Caldwell has been doing events at what he calls, I think the Chaos is just simply a kind of a comical, ironic name because it's anything but chaotic. For years, I know I've known him for at least 25 years, and he has had all kinds of things. As a matter of fact, he's had personally stage readings of pieces that I've written over time. But more than anything, I think more importantly, he has been there for the young people.
Yes.
I can think of times when he has had Crips, Bloods, and other groups in between peacefully doing things like break dancing, rap contests.
And they have weekly drumming.
And
I should say weekend drumming.
Yeah. Is that in his place or right in front of his place?
It's in Leimert Park in front of the place, near the theater next door.
Yeah. Okay. There it is. It's central. Little park right here. He's across the street from the park, and it's right on Degnan.
Right. So
you can't miss it. Matter of
people
fact,
need to do another search, Google search for that. If for the senior citizens, have one of your young people do that, and for them. And finally, I would mention a place for drumming, though its parking is a little difficult.
Yeah.
But Motherland, great place.
As a drummer, someone who loves the conga and the djembe and I don't know, for some reason the trap drums left me before I got to that. Or maybe I'm just lazy and I found there was just too much to do. I think the more logical reason is that it was just simply too expensive early in my life to get a drum set.
And then your DNA.
All of that.
Afrocentric.
But I did wind up having a real affinity for the conga and the djembe. And when you get to the drumming, I lost my thought. What were we talking about?
Motherland and the
Motherland.
Okay.
Motherland. This great drum shop in Inglewood, and how you get there is something I could only describe by magnetic.
You can search it out on the internet. Yes.
Motherland in Inglewood.
Yes.
The only problem is that they may have superb drums and superb drummers, but they have a dearth of parking. And as you turn a curve to try to get into the parking lot, you might be dodging oncoming traffic, which is always coming around a curve at about 55 miles an hour.
Right. But
So
you were playing on one that drummed today that you bought at Motherland.
Yeah. Right? I mean, they will fix drums. They give you superb service, and they know drumming. A very interesting thing. They're one of the better drum makers is a Japanese guy. And of course, the place is owned by a white guy. And some of my black drum friends, I have a friend up in Oakland who has come down to buy drums for Motherland. So they put together something. Okay, we're going to bring that to an end on this particular Tuesday, and look forward to
Hope to see you at Day of the Drum.
see you at the Day of the Drum.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Yes. Website www.odiehawkins.com.